going on YouTube? Dio aka Bonds Urban Tech Reviews, and today on the channel I'll be doing a review of the Scuf Vantage wireless controller for the PlayStation. Now you can get this at GameStop.com or GameStop, or you can get this at ScufGaming.com, and it's going to cost you 200 bills. Alright, so let's get into this. Let's open it up and see what it's about. So what comes in the box is you get a protecting case right here. Now you get this if you get the wireless model. You get a Scuf gaming controller. You get a 10-foot high-speed braided microfiber USB cable. You get 2 long dome thumbsticks, 2 long trigger covers, 2 anti-friction rings, 1 control disc, 1 Scuf key, 1 product manual, 1 product guide, a quick start manual, a quick start guide, and a sticker pack. So let's get a look at the controller and get a look at our parts. So if you get the wireless model, then you get this little carrying case that comes along with it. We open it up, and this is what your controller looks like. Now actually, I have 2 of them, and these are 2 different, I guess, skins or covers that come with it. So you get this one, and you get this one, and then you get green thumbsticks and buttons to go along with it. You get black, and then you get some red ones too. All right. So let's go over some of the pieces. This is for your direction pad. So if you want to pop this off, you can put that on, and this cover pops off just like that. So your cover comes off, and then I could take the direction pad off, which is magnetized. I could take that off, and I could put this one on if I wanted to. Put that on just like that. So that's cool. So let's get a look at the actual controller and see what we got. Now these 2 buttons right here, S1 and your S2, are actually called sax buttons, and these can be accessed by extending your index fingers like so, and they offer an intuitive access to the sides of the controller, reducing the travel of your fingers between buttons. So instead of having, if you wanted to go here, you had to go here. Instead of having to go there, then you can remap them to go here. Now it says either one of the sax buttons can be mapped to buttons or control functions, including the triggers and the touchpad for click. So if you wanted to remap this button for your trackpad button, then it's easily you can do that. If you wanted to use it for your trigger button, then you can remap it, your sax buttons, for the trigger buttons. These are your customizable thumbsticks, these 2 right here. So of course they pop out just like that. You see they have a little stick where they go, and there's a little plunger piece right here, I guess. You can go in, so you could change that to the color that you wanted to. If I wanted to change that one, then you could change it like that. So these are just customizable thumbsticks. They have the regular durability, or the regular function of your thumbsticks, but they're just customizable to where you can change the pieces. Now here we have your share button. So this is a share button, which would be the same button on a regular PlayStation controller. Then you have your touchpad, which is the same as on a regular controller. And you have your options button right here, same as your regular controller. Now you have interchangeable magnetic face plates, and those are these right here. So they just go right over top of the button, and they magnetically slide right on. Really easy to take on, really easy to take off. No problem. Now also, like I showed you, your directional pad is interchangeable as well. So if you wanted to put that directional pad on there, you can do that. I think I got a red one somewhere, maybe not. I got one somewhere, I think. But this is changeable too, which is magnetic. It pops right on and pops right off. You got a built-in speaker right here, and then you got your PlayStation button right here. You have a reset button, which is located right there. That's a reset button. And you have a Scuf key. Let me see where I did it. This is your Scuf key, and you use that if you want to reset the controller, and you would just stick that inside of that hole, and it will reset your gaming controller. And where we at? We have a wired and wireless switch. So if you want to go USB right here, you can do that. If you want to go Bluetooth, you just switch the button back and forth. You got an audio track bar, which is this area right here. So if you wanted to change the volume up or down, you can do that by accessing this track bar right there. You got a 3.5 millimeter audio jack right here, standard with your regular PlayStation controllers. And then we have a remapping switch, which is this right here. So you have a on and off to remap your controller or your buttons or whatever you want to do with that. And then we have removable vibration modules. So these come out, and this is what vibrates your controller. Now this is like super customizable. You've never really seen stuff like that, to where you can just pull these out and get rid of the vibration in your controller. That's super dope right there. So now we're gonna look at the back of the controller. So on this one, you see that there's slots right here, 4 slots, and these slots right here are your paddle control system. These ones are empty. I haven't put them on, but if you look at the back of this one, then you see that there's the paddles are on here. So these paddles are all clickable right there, like that. Okay. Now also, if you look at the back of this one, you see that the R2 and the L2, you have these elongated, longer trigger buttons on here, to whereas these, I actually took these off. Now these can be easily placed on like that and like that. Okay, so you got different styles of trigger buttons that you can use. You can use the long arms, or you can use the shorter ones. And then you got cable retention system and micro USB port, which is up here, so to keep your cord from getting frayed and all that stuff. And then we got the paddle control system, what I told you about right here. Let me show you how to put these on, how to take these off. Now, all you do is push up, and then it slides out. So to put it on, you just start from the top a little bit, and then you pull it, and you'll get it in there, and you just slide it down. All right, and then right here you got high performance grips. So these right here is this nice rubberized texture, good for keeping your controller from slipping out of your hand when you be playing Fortnite and you get down to a 1v1 at the small circle, you know what I mean, you trying to get that dub. So this will keep you good when your hands start to sweat. The paddle control system can be remapped to use it for any other button. Say you wanted to use it for a trigger during the game, and you feel like you can get a better, easier reach down here rather than reaching up here, then you can remap these paddle control system buttons. Now this is P1, P2, P3, and P4, and really they just are utilized more for your hands and shortening response time in between performing actions of the button. So really, like I said, it's just for shortening, having to reach here. If you felt like you had smaller hands and you needed to reach back here rather than reaching up here, then that would be the way to go as far as these. The paddle, the remapping switch right here allows you to change your paddle controls to be your main controls if you feel like that'll give you a better advantage in the game. Also, it uses your sax buttons to turn those, and you can remap those buttons too, and you can easily remap any paddle or sax button to any of the following 15 functions. You use it for your triangle, circle, X, square. You use it for your left directional pad, right D-pad, up and down. You use it for R1, R2, L2, L3, R3, and L3, and you can use it for the touchpad. So you have 15 different remapping buttons that you can use for these 6 buttons right here. And to remap a button, all you do is you see this, like, it's kind of upside down horseshoe on this side. You want to switch it to that side, to the right side of the controller, and then you hold the paddle or the sax button that you want to remap, and simultaneously push the button that you want to remap it to. So say I wanted to use paddle 1, which is over here. I would hold paddle 1, and then I keep hitting the square button until it would remap my square button to my paddle 1, which is P1 right here. And then you release the button or controller function or the sax button, and then you slide the remapping button back over to the left side, which is the play mode. Now, to adjust your hair triggers, I'm gonna show you how to do it. You need your Scuf key right here, and you see if you take off the button on the left or the right trigger, R2 or L2, you'll see a little pinhole, and it's actually a screw hole in there. Now you see how loose that kind of is right now. Now if you take your Scuf key, you put it in that hole, and you turn it clockwise, watch how it tightens the button. Now it's stiffer than it was before. See, even if I take that off, see, this is more clicky, and this right here is a lot stiffer. Let's see, I might be able to tighten it some more. Yeah, see, look. Now you can't even move it. Can't even move it. So you gotta loosen that up, because that's way too tight. And now our button is back to being usable. So that's how you adjust or fine-tune your hair triggers and the tension. It says it can reduce latency and the trigger pull for a faster response time. And they suggest that you adjust your hair trigger depending on what game you're playing, and you tighten it until you get it where you want it to be, or you loosen it until you get it to where you're comfortable with how quick the trigger is. Now I gotta loosen this one up again because it's way tighter than the other one. Alright, that's a little better. To return your trigger, your hair trigger, back to its original position, all you would do is put your key in, and then you would turn it counterclockwise. You would turn it counterclockwise as far as you can, and then it'd be at its original position. I think these are, well, I know these are the quick shift trigger stops right here, and I think all you do is turn them like to the up and down position. Now what it's supposed to do is stop the long trigger pull. So it's like that if you feel like you got to press it down too far to get the trigger, and you know you got to wait for it to reset. So this right here is like, it's like on a handgun, like you just stop the trigger right there. But I can't get these to stay in that position. They tend to move on every position. Like after once in a while, if you like push it hard enough, then it seems to turn and won't give you that stiff position where it's supposed to stop your trigger action. So if you know how to get them to stay up and down in a vertical position, like it does it for a couple clicks, but then it starts spinning again. But if you know how to do it, then definitely hit me up in the comment section and let me know. Now Scuf gives you a variety of different thumbsticks, so they're easy to put on and remove, but I just wanted to give you a little tip when using it. You see how this little tip, this red tip on the Scuf, you see it's like an S, and then there's like this little tip right here. You can see it on the green one too. You want that going to the bottom left of the controller. So you don't want it to where it's in that position where you see it's going up. You want this little tip right here. I don't know if you can see that good in the camera. That tip right there, you want that to be facing down to the left. All right, so that's the proper positioning of the trigger. You want it down like that. So you see these parts right here, these are anti-friction rings. Now these can be swapped out or replaced, and they're made with high-grade self-lubricating materials to provide a pro-grade finish, so the thumbsticks glide on contact. So the easiest way that I figured to put these in is simply line it up like that, and you press it down. So that's how you place it in. Now the way I figured it's easier for me to remove it is to use my Scuf key, and all you do is just gently push on it, and then to pop that right out. Now you also have interchangeable D-pad and control discs. So this is the D-pad right here for anybody who doesn't know, and it is magnetic. So the D-pad helps access a single direction bias more quickly, reducing the distance when altering between the thumbsticks and D-pad. With the control disc, you can transform the D-pad to a control system similar to a thumbstick and improve comfort of D-pad use, making it easier to activate diagonally. So let me get the D-pad right here. So this is your traditional up, down, left, right, and this is magnetic like I said, so it comes off and you see it has some magnetic points on the inside, and the same with this, it has magnetic points on the inside. So this right here could help you, and you see you got the Scuf part in the bottom left, keep it in that position. So this could help you, you know what I mean, in making quicker movements with the directional pad rather than having the button which your fingers might actually slip off of, and this kind of gives it a better grip. So now I'm going to show you how to pair your controller with your PS4. Okay, so this operation you only got to do it one time, and it's only the first time that you do it. So first things first, turn on your PS4 using your regular controller, not your Scuf controller. Use a regular controller that you had or have, and turn on your PS4 with that. Now you slide the wireless wired switch on your Scuf to the right. So you want it on the Bluetooth right here, so you want to slide it to the right if it's not there. Okay, so using the other controller that you have, you want to go into your PS4, you want to go into the settings and click devices, and then when you go into devices, you want to go to Bluetooth devices. After you go into Bluetooth devices, all you do is click the PlayStation button on your Scuf controller, and that should give it power. See it lit up right there. So once it gets power, you want to press and hold the share button, which is the button right here to the left. You want to press and hold that, and you want to press the PlayStation button simultaneously until the light bar flashes. This is your light bar up here. Alright, so you see it flashing. So once it starts flashing, put the controller close to the PlayStation. This is what they want you to do. Put it close to the PlayStation and wait for the Scuf controller to appear in the Bluetooth list. So it'll be at the bottom. You'll have to scroll to the bottom, and then you'll see Scuf controller. You press Scuf controller, and then it asks you, do you want to register this Bluetooth device? Then you hit yes. Then the LED on the Scuf will start lighting, and now it's connected. So you hear it? So now it's actually working on my PlayStation. Real simple to do. And remember, if you want to unpair your controller to any place that you want to unpair it and start fresh, all you do is pop off the faceplate, use your Scuf key, and put it in that hole right there, and it'll reset your controller. To play in wired or USB mode, then all you do is slide this USB and Bluetooth switch to the left. So when you slide it to the left, then you connect your cable to the top of your controller port, and then you connect the other end into your PlayStation console. Then you press the PlayStation button from your controller, and it should be automatically, your light should flash up, and it should be synced to your controller. Okay, now one of the features that I thought was a cool feature was the audio touch bar. But the negative about this thing is, yeah, it's a good feature, but there's some kind of limitations to it. Now, one of the limitations is you can't do it in wireless mode. Your controller has to be in USB mode. So this controller part right here, the button from USB to wireless, it has to be, Bluetooth, it has to be pushed to the left in USB mode. Also, this means that if you're in USB mode, you have to have the USB cord plugged into your PlayStation. So you're connected to the PlayStation, and you have to be in USB mode. Next step is you have to have an audio jack cord plugged into the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. And that has to go into your gaming headset or whatever headset that you're using. So that's the only way that your track bar will actually be active and be able to be used. Now I'm gonna show you this real quick. I got music playing, but you don't hear it. So if I swipe this way, you see it turned up now. It's on the headphones. So if I swipe down, it's down, volume down. Swipe up. So really hot feature, but like I said, limitations being that you have to be plugged into the PlayStation, being that you can't use this completely wirelessly, which I thought would have been the dopest feature and really set it off to really make it a really, really hot feature. Okay, so wrapping up my review, I would say that Scuf controllers are some of the best controllers on the market, but they come with a disclaimer. Are Scuf controllers for everybody? Absolutely not. Most people wouldn't even think about spending $200 on a controller. If that's your lane, then you have no problem spending that money. But if you're not a serious gamer and you don't really think that deeply about controllers and think that they affect your gameplay that much, then a $200 controller is definitely out of the question. But these controllers are exceptional. They have some really hot features. Not really too many negatives about it. The charge stays solid. They say 20 hours, and I would say you get around that a solid gaming time. Are some of the features, I believe, gimmicky? Yes. The touch bar is a good feature. Could it be better? Yes. You run into this issue sometimes with your buttons popping off. It's not popping off right now, but some of these buttons, they just don't stick on all of the time for the longer triggers. But like I said, a lot of these features are features you're not going to find on any other controller. You know what I mean? The grip on these is definitely awesome. The fact that you can swap the buttons and use them as different buttons, you can put the triggers in different places. That's just awesome. The ergonomics of the controller is definitely good too. So it fits like a basic PlayStation controller, a little bit more bulky, but it fits not bad. It definitely is better to me, in my opinion, than an Xbox controller, Xbox One controller, or Xbox 360 or whatever. This controller is just more ergonomic for my hands. But like I said, this controller is not going to be for everyone. But if you're into gaming, if you're into these type of controllers and you think this can really elevate your game, this could be a great buy for yourself, or you can gift it to somebody else. But like I said, I could recommend these to my gamers out there. Definitely look these up. For the average gamer or somebody who games every now and again, I would say you might want to stay away from these and just grab you a little $60 controller, you know what I mean? Because a $200 controller might be a little too expensive. But like I said, the pluses in these is limitless. You can get different faceplates, you can get different buttons, all different type of stuff. So you can customize these controllers to your own. Go to the website and check them out at scufgaming.com. You can create your own controllers, which is definitely a hot feature. But like I said, these are one of the best controllers on the market. So if you want one, definitely hit them up and look them up and grab one. They actually have these in GameStop. I don't know if you can like play with it, but I know they have them in a case in my local GameStop. They got them in a case where you can like just look at it, you know what I mean, stuff like that. But definitely a good buy. So definitely look into it if you're into these type of controllers. But it's Dio, aka Bonds, Urban Tech Reviews. If you like this video, click that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you can do that easily by clicking on the little Android guy in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. If you're not following me on all my social media sites, then all you got to do is go into the description, click on every one of them links. You can follow me on every one of my social media sites. And we out.